Hello! Who's ready to make some commas? Who wants to make commas and get XP at the same time? And who wants to know how to make commas on both Echo and the Iyze server? Well, I got you covered, because that's exactly what I'll be doing in this video as we go over 3 level 80 areas. I also have new and improved tables for both solo players, group players, and multi-accounters, so everyone can know exactly what kind of potential they could make in each of their areas based upon the number of accounts they run. If you're new here and you want the inside scoop on future comma making guides, among other things that I do here on this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for notifications so you know exactly when my videos go live. So this is how these videos work. I grab a handful of areas, I list all the resources those mobs will drop, I check their market values against their drop rate, and then I use 100 fights as an equalizer. The 100 fights are important because everything has a different drop rate, and depending on that drop rate, a high valued item with a very low drop rate may not be the best way to try to go to make some money. Sometimes low or mid-level resources with a high drop rate is going to get you more bang for your buck in the long run. And finally, I do a handful of fights on my own just so I can bring you some tips, tricks, and recommendations on how to fight these things, and possibly even find you some comma making suggestions to maximize your comma making potential. So in this video we're going to cover 3 areas. Let me bring up the map. The first area we're going to cover is right here in Sidemote Moors, the Caravan Alley. Then slightly north of there, Kolak Mountain, the Enchanted Lakes. And finally over here on Moon Island, the northern portion called Skull Path. Alright, to make things easier, I've divided this video into 3 sections. The first section is we're going to go over the Echo server results. The second section is going to be the Iyze server results. And the final section is going to be tips, tricks, and more. Now I'm going to timestamp the video as well so you know exactly where to jump to if you just want to skip some sections. Otherwise, let's get to the results. Echo, you're in luck. All 3 areas show promise as long as you know what to target. However, Skull Path is my recommendation due to drop rates versus values and how easy the mobs are. You want to target the Snicker Blade and the Has One Arms. I was so happy to see Has One Arms made the list. That is a great name. Each have a resource with about a 32% drop rate and a value of 1 to 1.5 thousand commas, making the potential for 100 hunted to be about 80,000 commas. You added in some extra prospecting, chance classes, trophies, and challenges, and you could get that drop rate even much higher. Combine that with the fast turning fights and you have a comma making cash cow here. If you do decide to go to the Caravan Alley, target the Lil Bikes to get their wheels. The drop rate and the comma value are about the same. However, the fights here tend to take a little longer and there's only 1 valuable target instead of 2. Enchanted Lakes have the Fisheralac and the Pyralac with decent values, but the Fisheralac bone has a drop rate that's half that of the others. Again, prospecting and such can raise that substantially. So although not my number 1 recommendation, still a very viable option. Alright, Iyze. Moon Island didn't even come close to the top 5. Apparently either you guys love smashing them pirates, or you just really hate all their crafts. However, both the other locations have some great options. Starting with Caravan Alley, focus on the Lil Bikes, but also try to snag some Pyralenes. Both have a resource with a 32% drop rate. Combined with the values of 1600 commas and 700 commas, that'll bank you almost 75,000 commas for 100 hunts. This area is the trickiest of the 3, so be sure to check out the tips and tricks section for some advice here. The Enchanted Lakes, it's all about quantity over quality, but don't bash it. Sometimes having large mobs with several low value targets can bank you much more than a large mob with a single high value target. Pyralax had the highest value drop, but the lowest drop rate. However, if you find some mobs with Doc Alacos and Fisherlax, and you have some serious comma making potential. Combining the drops from these 3 could still land you at almost 75,000 commas in 100 fights. The best news is these guys are super easy, making turning fights quick. Quantity over quality just might give this area the edge on Iyze. When fighting the pirates on Moon Island, the Boombas can cast a spell to turn themselves and their teammates invisible for a couple turns. If you're trying to turn the fights quickly, I'd recommend you try to kill them first. Also, several resources in this area are used for level 100 trophies. If you have an artificer level 100 or up, you may consider crafting these to make a greater profit on your drops. And finally, Moon Island is host to a handful of very valuable Ark monsters. I think some of them are even on a timer. So make sure you have a couple soul stones on you before heading over here so you can capture that profit as well. Alright, in the Sidemo area, watch out for the fat clowns. They plant traps that can steal AP when triggered. If possible, eliminate these guys without moving to clear the field. The Pyrolines have a large AoE fire attack, so if you fight a large group of these, it's a good idea to start spread out. Little bikes are where the money's at. Just know they can attack from long range and love to run. So if your team is made up of primarily close combat attacks, be ready for a lot of running. Alright, in the Enchanted Lakes, nothing too tricky about these guys, but I do want to point out that the Pyrolax have a teleport spell to use, so don't bother trying to lock them or corner them. If you have a level 60 Shoemaker, you get 3 of the 5 resources to craft the Koalak boots in this area. You can sell them, or focus crush them for MP ruins. The Enchanted Lakes up here have a lot of great fishing spots, so if you are looking to level your fishermen, you might consider running around this area for a bit. And finally, fighting here will drop you eucalyptus leaves and flowers. Like the fish, these can be fed to your mount for energy, or you can save 50 of each and go get that mount taming spell from the Coolidge dungeon. Well, that's everything I got for this comma making guide. I hope you found some helpful tips in here. If you've got a certain area that you would like me to jump to or a level that you would like to request, leave a comment below. Let me know where you'd like me to go and I'll see if I can get that worked into the next one. Also, if you could do me a huge favor, smack that like button. It helps YouTube promote my videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know exactly when this stuff goes live. Thanks again for coming, and I will see you on the next one.